Hello, hello, hello to all of my Aries. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with a very special reading on today. Today is Tuesday, 11/10, right? The 10th day in November. So, but I want to talk about 11/11. I want to prepare you all for something. So I've been telling you all that 11 is a gateway number, right? But we're going to really break 11 down because I'm going to double back and go back to 10. Right? But I really want to talk about the number 11 because it's very, very, very important that you understand just how powerful the number 11 is. So we know what the number one means, right? We talk about the number one. We know that the number one represents new beginnings, represents leadership, represents originality and all those things, right? So, but what does the number 11 mean and how does that tie in? So 11 really is, and I talk about November being the 11th month and how significant the number 11 is. When you guys see 1111 or just the number 11, 11 really is trying to prepare your channel for the highest good. Okay, that's the long and short of it. But to delve a little bit deeper, the number 11 and the number 29, because we know 2 plus 9 is 11, right? So when you see 2 plus 9 or 2, 9 together, that's also 11 trying to get messages through to you. The number 11 represents double new beginnings and enlightening leadership, right? And so number 11 is really the supreme balance between light and dark, masculine and feminine, seen and unseen. You know how I always talk about how, like Aries, if your sun sign is an Aries, you are by default divine masculine duality, right? You have it in you to tap into your divine feminine, right? And so sometimes you're out of balance thinking that, okay, well, why do I seem so assertive? And why do I seem so, for some of you all have said, why do I seem so aggressive? And especially women, where men are telling you all, you just seem so aggressive. Why do you try to emasculate me? Tone it down some or whatever, right? So if you tap into your divine feminine and you balance things out, meaning that you don't always have to respond. And I'm not talking to just my women. I'm saying also people who identify as men too. Tapping into both sides of your duality balances things out. Okay, so here's a little spin on it. Remember the Flintstones back in the day? Right. So the Flintstones, remember when Fred Flintstone had the devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other shoulder, and he's right there in the middle? Right. That's the portal. Listen, let's just cut these cards in half. I'm going to show you something. So let's just imagine this is the number 11, right? Devil on one shoulder, angel on the other. Here's you right here in the middle. Information is trying to be downloaded into you. Remember how the devil was like speaking into Fred's ear, and then the angel was like into Fred's ear, like speaking. And Fred is like, oh, what decision do I make? What decision do I make? Okay, everything has to be completely balanced out. So that's how things happen in your life. It seems like for some of you all, sometimes, and some of you all notice it more so than others, this part of my life could be going great while this part of my life could just suck. Or that's why a lot of people are looking for their better half, because they don't know that their better half is actually within them. Right? So this is what the number 11 is trying to get through to you, is that you have everything in you to flourish, to succeed. If you choose to vibrate high, guess what? You're creating good karma for you. If you choose to vibrate low, then you are calling bad karma to you. It really is just that simple, right? But I think people complicate it because they're looking for something outside of themselves that's already within you. Does that make sense to you, Aries? I hope it does, because some of you all are getting it. I'm getting these text messages. You all are out here just winning. I'm telling you. So it's not even by coincidence that your sign is number 1, is the first sign in the Zodiac. So take notice to that too. This message actually applies to every single astrological sign. We all have it within us. So for people who, and I know a lot of people were raised as Christians, Jews, or through the religion of Islam. And so if you know that the Bible tells you in Genesis 1:27, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female created he them. It also tells you something similar in Matthew 19:4, also in Mark 10:6. Those things. Then you will understand that if Genesis 1:27 is saying, so God created man in his own image, we know that God is not a man, right? It backs it up and tells us in Numbers that God is not a man that he would lie, nor is he the son of man that he should repent, right? So if God is not a man and God is a deity and a spirit, and you were created in its image, its own image, that means that you are God, the God in you, right? So you have the power, the free will, right? That's what the number 1 means also, free will. You have the free will to choose good or to choose evil, and also notice that and receive the consequences of that, right? So you have a choice to make every single day that you get up and you say, okay, today is going to be a great day. That's why I start out some of my readings, and I'm going to start out all of my readings by saying, I know you're having a great day, because that's the intention you set when you got up today, right? Hope you all are getting into it. Let's get into your reading. Most High God in the universe, please give me a special reading for my wonderful Aries as it relates to all areas of their lives, specifically in areas of power and intellect, also in areas of money and wealth, also in areas of creativity and emotions, also in areas of spirituality and where they need to take action. What information do we have for my wonderful Aries? You guys have my information. If you want to call me for a personal reading, you have my information. It should be in the description part of this video, description right below. So the whole point of the number 11 is trying to get you to come back to number 1, which is you, right? So remember, like I said, you got Fred Flintstone. Let me cut these cards. You got Fred Flintstone right here in the middle. That's you, Fred Flintstone, right? Because most people have watched the episode. If you haven't, you may need to Google it, or if you're pretty young, and are the Flintstones even still? You know what? Never mind. I'm just dating myself. But anyway, you guys get it. This is you right here in the middle, right? You got good on one side, you got evil on another side, right? So you have a choice to vibrate high or try to vibrate towards good or vibrate towards evil, right? But it's trying to really pull out the light in you. Remember when I said that 11 prepares your channel for the highest good, right? So in the Pythagorean system, the number 11 and the number 29 really adds up to light, right? To pull the light out of you. It is a choice to choose darkness, and it's also a choice to choose light, but the power lies with you. Okay, let's get into your reading. What do these cards have to say? What do they have to say? What cards? What? Guess what I was just watching, y'all? Oh my goodness. I was watching Cape Fear, and so whenever I watch something, messages come through to me just crazy. So I'm watching Cape Fear. You all know, if you haven't watched it, you have this main character, right? You have several main characters. You have the antagonist, you have the protagonist, you have several types of people in there. But anyway, so you have the public defender, Sam Bowden, I think that's his name, and then you have the violent psychopath, right? So the former public defender, he was a former public defender. The former public defender is being stalked by the guy I won't even say, he helped put away. There's so many different messages in this movie, but I don't want to waste it on, I want to waste your reading on this. But anyway, so the former public defender, he allowed, remember we talk about both sides, seen and unseen, faith and fear, all this other stuff, right? He allowed his fear to run away from this guy, this violent psychopath, thinking, okay, I got to hire this private, this private investigator. I got to hire these guys to beat him up. I got to do all of this stuff to protect my family. When he always had it within him to fight back, right? That's him operating in faith. He didn't have to operate in fear. He had faith. He had faith available to him. So all this, for the majority of the movie, he's operating in fear. This guy is just terrorizing his family. Just doing whatever he wants to do because he spent 14 years behind bars. He knew the law very well, but all he wanted to do was kill this man. He killed him and his family because of the life that he took from him. He believes that he took from him, right? This former public defender, by the way, withheld some information that could have gotten this guy a lesser sentence. But anyway, you guys can watch the movie and kind of sort of see what I'm talking about in this. But the point is, I'm trying to tell you all is that a lot of the spirit in you has saved you from a lot of pain and despair. Believe it or not, there's something. There's that instinct inside of you has stopped you from going forward in certain relationships because something seemed off about the person. The only time you, Aries, get upset with yourselves, and it comes out on other people, because really it's you're upset with you, is that you didn't listen to the God in you, your intuition. When your intuition told you to stop, don't move forward, right? This is you right here, balanced out. This is a magician card. This is now you saying, now I have access to my divine feminine energy. So what a lot of you all decided to do is go out as divine masculines. It doesn't matter if you identify as a man or woman. If your sign is an Aries, if your sun sign is Aries, you are divine masculine by default. Your duality is divine masculine. You all are givers, right? You all are givers. Your energy projects outward, right? So a lot of you all decided to go out and get or surround yourselves with people who are nurturers, divine feminine energies, right? And that's been somewhat of a challenge because you all communicate very, very differently. Divine feminine energies, they show their strength through inner reserve. So they're not always going to tell you exactly how they feel. And so if you don't tap into your own divine feminine, you'll never understand them. Never. Right? Never, ever, ever understand them. Your intuition is heightened now. Look at you. Intuition just heightened. You used to have a tricky love affair with yourself, because this also represents tricky love affair. You used to have a tricky love affair with yourself, and you were actually drowning. Your relationships weren't working out. You did not get the other person, especially if they were divine feminine, because you had not activated the divine feminine in you, right? Remember, you have access to both, even though your duality by default is divine masculine. You have access to divine feminine, right? Guess what's happening now? What's happening? Ooh, I love this. You all are going to start seeing more money happening because you're tapping into your divine feminine. You realize, you know what? I don't need to respond to foolishness in the workplace. I'm just going to hold my peace. I'm not going to say a whole lot. I'm going to go out here and all the things that I said I wanted to do, the things that's inside of me, your inner reserve, the things that you've been thinking about doing, boom, you're going to activate your divine masculine and say, I'm just going to go out here and do it, right? You don't need to. For some people are actually moving in silence. They're like, you know what? I don't need to tell everybody what I'm doing anymore. I don't need to say, well, I plan on doing this and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Some of you all are actually going out and doing it. And this is what I'm talking about. Activating both sides. Perfect synergy. Knowing that you're a very compassionate person, but because you only activated your divine masculine and you did not activate your divine feminine, you didn't protect yourself, right? Your intuition was telling you, listen, don't trust this person. Don't go any further. Don't move ahead. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But some of you all did it anyway, right? Took action anyway, where your intuition was saying, don't take action. Just step back and just vet that person. Listen to what they're saying. See how they're acting. You know what I'm saying? And so it's going to serve you significantly in terms of your coins and every other area of your life. Look at you. Throwing up the V signs for victory. Look at you. Victorious. Yes. Let's get into the second part of this. You all have my number in case you want a personal reading below. Again, we're talking about 11/11 today. A day before. I'm trying to get you all prepared. You know, you all should be at home doing a happy dance in preparation saying, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Y'all know I crack myself up. But seriously, some of y'all should really be just like having a happy dance right now, because it's like, that's it. That's the key. Wait a minute. I always had it inside of me. Of course you always had it inside of you. And for those of you who were raised in a religious household, listen, we don't want to shun religion because, listen, we were all there. Everybody was at some point where the family took you to church and the whole 9 yards. So I have nothing bad to say about no pastors, no spiritual leaders, no fellow tarot card readers, witches, whomever, whatever you identify with in the spiritual realm. I have nothing bad to say about anybody, because there are some people on a different path, a different journey. Some people still trying to figure some things out. But boy, when you get it and you figure it out and you come into the light, you on and popping. Excuse me. I read a report, I read something today, and somebody was just like really dogging a particular pastor out. And I was just like, come on, y'all, really? Do we really need to do all of that? You know, not everybody understands how this balance works, right? And not everybody understands how you all create your own karma, whether it's good karma or bad karma. Not everybody understands how you create that. So let's start giving each other some more grace, for real. I mean, like, really? They were ripping this particular pastor to shreds, and I was like, wow, really, y'all? Okay. Y'all creating your own bad karma. Stop doing it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. So look, this is some of you all right here in the sun. Look at you, throwing the arms up in the V again. Happiness. That's your strength, right? This is your fire, solar plexus chakra. We're talking about this is attached to the sign Leo, but nevertheless, it's your fire, right? We know that Mercury is no longer retrograde. So what's interesting, where Mercury, which is attached to the Gemini and the Virgo, was retrograde, a lot of relationships were ending. Some of you all were ending relationships with yourselves. Ending the old you fell off, right? Because you were drowning. So when we're talking about like tricky love affairs and this, we can talk about it in a natural sense. Some of you all were in relationships where you just felt like, you know what, this isn't working for me. I needed to just move on, so on and so forth. That's when you realize, okay, things are balanced out. I really don't need to keep this person in my life to flourish. I only need me, right? Yes. A lot of you all start meditating. That's when you knew it was on and popping. You like, okay, listen, my peace is priceless. If your energy costs me my peace, it's too expensive. You gots to go. Gotta go. Y'all crack me up. Y'all really crack me up, okay? Listen, y'all was losing sleep. Now, this card in tarot, period, just means rest, right? That's all it means, rest. Four Swords just means rest. But you all were not getting the proper rest by keeping certain energies in your space, in your energy field, right? You know, this is you all falling in love with yourself. So when you fall in love with yourself and you tap into your divine feminine energy, a lot of you all are starting to attract the people in your life that seem like Prince Charming, right? Just like, oh, wow. Now all of a sudden certain people are attracted to me that, well, where are all these people coming from? I mean, I know I did my hair differently. You know, I'm starting to wear a different cologne or perfume or whatever, but my goodness, it's like I'm a magnet because you've always had it inside of you. So now, even with Prince Charming, you'll be able to see what Prince Charming's true intentions are. Prince Charming could be Prince or Princess Charming, whatever you choose. You know what I'm saying, y'all? But nevertheless, you'll be able to see right through them the first time. Your intuition is talking to you the first time. A lot of you all are feeling really like a kid again. Yes. You know, your ancestors are watching over you. You know that you're protected. You know that you're just whole. You're complete. Your life is balanced out. Guess what? Because you know that you're a God. You know that you're a God. And this is how you all are feeling. Some of y'all better get ready. I'm serious. New houses, new cars, new things. And these are tangible things that you can't take into the next realm with you all. But the fact that you all are not putting such a value on things as if things are just controlling and ruling you all, that's why they're going to come to you easily. Because it's like, you know what? This is just a resource, right? If I had it once, I can get it back again. Right? So you're not really tripping over the things that you lost because it really wasn't a loss. You lost that so that you can gain who you are, who you've always been. All right? I need you all to wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. So whenever you see master numbers, right? Because a lot of you all call me and say, Queen, I saw 11. I saw 22 or 2222. I saw 333. I saw this. So master numbers are there for a reason. So in order for you to elevate yourself, and remember, you're elevating yourself to a higher calling, master number, you must listen intently to your inner calling, because it will always, always, always reveal your soul's inner path. So I'm going to leave this with you for the number 1111 because it's very, very important. 11 is a supreme number. It's a supreme balance. It's a balance between light and dark, masculine and feminine, seen and unseen, the known and unknown. I need you all to pay attention because you always had it inside of you. The number is 11 is trying to bring you back to the number one. The number one. And that number one is you. Go on with your bad self, Aries. Also, shout out to CM. I just talked to you last night, Dominican Republic. You know who I'm talking about. I hope you all are having a great day. I know that you are, because guess what? That's the intention you set when you got up today. Have a good one. Bye.